Hi everybody, this is a quick video showing you how to take through Design Space the new SVG bundle to cut three different kinds of boxes for the Craftastik 4-heart clamshell. Within the bundle you get a box that just holds the one clamshell, one that takes two and one that holds three. So I'll go ahead and bring the single one in because that's the quickest and easiest one to work with. Neither of them are hard, but this is definitely the easiest because it's just a single piece file. You do still need to convert score lines though, they come in as cuts at the moment, so as usual with my SVGs, the lines that you need to convert will always be in this second line down. Sometimes it's a group, if it's a multi-part file we'll see that in a moment, but in this case it's just a layer because there's only one set of score lines. So you click on that second line down in your layers panel. You can also see its score lines because there are no colour pieces, you can just vaguely see the lines there. Go over to your operations menu, click on basic cut and go down to score, and you can see that those lines get converted. And then because this is a single piece file, there's no one grouping or anything, you just need to select everything on canvas. Lots of different ways to do that. You can drag a box around it, you can use the select all button, you can use Control A on your keyboard if you're on a PC like I am right now, or you can just click right at the top of your layers panel, that will do it as well. And then click attach, and so now the score lines are attached to that piece and they won't appear on a mat on their own, which they will if you don't attach them. So if we click make it now, there it is. You can see that you can select A4 or letter depending on what you're cutting from. You won't get two from a 12 by 12 unfortunately, it's just a little bit too big. So that's that, dead easy. So we'll go on to the two box now, get rid of that, and we'll bring in the box for two clamshells. So this is a multi-part file now, so the scores behave a little bit differently, so it's good that I can show you both. But as usual, still, the thing that you need to select is this second line down in your layers panel, and this time you can see it's a group. It's got this little downward pointing arrow that you can toggle open and close, and just by clicking on the name of that group, it selects everything in it. So again, once selected, you're going to go over to your operations menu, click on basic cut, go down to score. You can see that they've been converted to score lines now, but because this is a multi-part file, while they're still selected, you're going to go back to your layers panel and you're going to choose ungroup from the top. Again, as I say, if you're on the app, that'll be somewhere else, but that's the name of the command you want, ungroup. The second step with this multi-part file is to select all the coloured cut pieces on screen and all the cuts within them, these hearts, these little notches in the lid, and simply ungroup it. And the final step is to select the whole thing and ungroup it once more. And there we go. So now these are all separate pieces and you can attach the score lines to each individual piece. It's really important that you do that. Just select each individual piece. Quickest way to do that, I think, is to click on screen somewhere near a piece, drag a box to enclose it, and then click attach. And do that for every piece on screen that has score lines. So now if we hit make it, you can see it won't quite fit on a 12 by 12. You're going to need A3 and the long mat to cut this this box. What I would do personally if I was making these, I would put 3 inserts there, and then I'd double up on the box. No, you can't do that. That wouldn't work either. But I wouldn't waste that space. I'll tell you what you could do, in fact, what might be a better bet. Because the insert doesn't show and it doesn't really matter what you cut it from, you might cut the box from a 12 by 12 and then just cut maybe, what would you get? 1, 2, 3. You'd get at least 4 on that sheet, and then so make 4 boxes on separate sheets and then cut 4 inserts from one sheet. That would be the way to go, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm not going to cut it. I've got lots of these. But that's how you do that one. And now we'll bring in the one that takes 3 clamshells. This is quite a big box actually. I'm surprised how big the box ended up to enclose this little clamshell because they're quite small. But they're quite wide. It's the frame around it that's a bit deceptive. So again, we need to select the first group, second line down in your layers panel, operations menu, down to score, and while they're still selected, ungroup. Really important that. Next step is click on the second group in your layers panel. You can tell it's a group again. It's got this little downward pointing arrow, and just ungroup it. Don't worry about these. These are the tiny notches in the lid. Third step, select absolutely everything on screen, whichever way you like to do it, and ungroup once more. And now we need to attach the scores to the pieces. Click on screen somewhere near the piece, drag a box to enclose an individual piece, and attach. And the same with this one, attach. Right, now then, if we look at the size of this box, we can see it's over 37 centimetres long. So we definitely need A3 and the long mat to cut this box. But I'm also going to show you something else because, well, I'll show you what happens when you send it first. So I'm going to click A3, and it's still telling you that you need two A3s because the way it lays it out that way, it won't quite fit on. You can't quite move that piece onto the next mat. So we'll just cancel that, and I'll show you what I do when I cut this box. So I rotate that way. Again, you could just cut your inserts from a separate sheet of something that doesn't matter, couldn't you? But this is if you want to make one box from one sheet of A3. And this is what I do. I'm just going to zoom into that. That's maybe about as close as I'm just using my cursor keys here to nudge it closer without it actually touching. Yeah. And then if I zoom out again and I select that, yep, that will now fit on one A3. So if I was doing this, I'd attach that like that, and then I would save that as a project so that I know I can just get one box from one A3 and I don't need to worry about making more inserts and making the boxes to match. That's what I'd personally do. So that's it. If you've got any queries about this or any more questions, don't hesitate to come back to me. I'm always happy to help. You can contact me on Etsy or Facebook. The links are in the description below. And if you've just stumbled across this video and you'd like to buy the SVG, the link to do that is also in the description. Thanks a lot. Bye.